put that on, watch where your thumb's at, not over, in the back. Okay. Try to leave some space right there. Not like this, not like this. Leave some space in the back. What's going to happen is if you grab it like this too, you're being able to stretch, try to stretch your pinky. If your thumb is over, try to stretch your pinky. It's really hard to stretch your fingers for different chords, you know. But if you have your thumb back, what happens is you can grab chords, different chord shapes, you know, and it's a lot easier. I mean, you can do it. So, you got that E chord. The next thing I'd like you to do is to make sure that all the notes ring out. So we're going to start with the middle finger. We're going to look at the fret here, the second fret, this wire right here. And what we're actually going to do is go behind the fret as close as you can. Now, I want you to hear this, all right? I'm going to want you to hear this right now. Now look, you don't have to apply a tremendous amount of pressure either. It's all it has to do is touch the fret wire. As soon as the string goes down, touches it, and I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on it, you get sound. Now if I take some pressure off, it's starting to buzz. As soon as I apply a little bit of pressure, you can't really see it, but it's more feel. Perfect. So that's what you got to think about. So take your finger off and then start applying pressure. And you'll hear it when it's starting to ring out. Right now it's buzzing a little bit, and then you'll start feeling, oh, okay, that's the amount of pressure that you need. That's it. Once you get that pressure on there, and it's not very much pressure, you put your finger on there, okay, I got a clear sound. Now what I'd like you to do is go back with the same amount of pressure on your middle finger and bring it back as far back as you can. And what's going to happen is you're going to start hearing buzzing. Okay? The closer or the further back you get, the note starts to deaden and buzzing. Okay? So start experimenting with where that sound feels right. So right there, you can play with that. Okay? So if you needed to grab a chord, which is like this E chord, I know right there in this area of the fret, I can put my finger there and it'll still sound good. Okay? So I have that area to play with. But if I go any further back, there's going to start to be buzzing. And that's, the string's just going to not sound right. Okay? Hear the difference? Hear that? Get back in there. Okay? So experiment with that. Put your finger on there. And then rest. Take some rest off. And make sure the indentation in your finger is in the same spot. Okay? Again, you're going to build callus on your finger. So the more you do it, the better. Okay? Take breaks in between. Shake it off. Go back on. Now that you got that finger, okay, and you got your thumb back where there's some space, you got the gap, okay? You got the gap, and again, experiment with your thumb. If you need to bring it down more to get that middle finger to sound the way you want it, and it feels like you got a good, nice grip on it, and it's a relaxed feel, then that's okay, all right? That's okay where you have your thumb. So it could be here, it could be a little higher, but just make sure there's some space in there, okay? Make sure there's some space in there for your thumb. So now we're going to do that with a ring finger. Our ring finger, we can't go behind it here, so I'm going to go right there, just in front of my middle finger. Okay, so my middle finger is here. My ring finger is right in front on the string below it, which is my fourth string, okay, the D string. Now I'm going to place my finger down. Here we go. So we're going to place it gently. until we get sound, all right? So you can feel that where it's supposed to be. Because a lot of the things that you're doing, it isn't just using your head, it's feel. Music's all about feel. And the guitar, you pretty much got to get the feel for it, okay? And that's pretty much what we're doing right now. So feel the string as you're going down. Start off slow, and then as soon as you feel it touch the fret, listen to it. Listen, okay, the note's ringing out right there. And feel the pressure that you're applying to it. Okay, and you don't have to go any harder than that. Okay? Once you get that, look at your finger. Make sure you're not using the padding. Make sure you're using the tip. Okay? See the indentation right there? That's the way you got to do it. All right? So bend the knuckle. Watch where you're placing your thumb. Come down gently. Here we go. Just listen to it. That's perfect. And then go back with it. Listen. Go back with it. It's starting to buzz right there. So I know back there, there's no way I'm going to be putting my finger back there, else I'm going to get that sound. All right? But as soon as I come up a little bit, I can hear a nice sound out of the string. With the same amount of pressure. Same amount of pressure, just sliding it back. You're getting buzzing and then it starts to deaden out. Okay? So experiment with that. Okay? And as you're playing this, make sure that you don't have the guitar this way. You know, I've seen a lot of beginners, they'll grab the guitar, they'll have it slouched over like this or flat this way. That's going to take a toll on your wrists, and that's not good. So make sure that you have the guitar sitting up straight this way, and you have to come over a little bit to look over the fretboard, and that's what you do. Okay, but don't have it slouched like this, and make sure that your forearm and your elbow is pretty much like the way it is, okay, at a 90 degree. Don't have your elbow like on your leg like this as you're playing. Keep it up like that. Keep a nice posture, and put your finger on it just the same way you did with the middle finger.